everybody, we're in the car again. All right, this morning I had the test injections, basically for the pre-screening, basically to see if the facet joints are the cause of my back pain, because this is going to let me know. It's only going to last about 4 or 6 hours, so I really have to put it to the test. It was, well, first of all, I don't want to scare anybody, that may be thinking about doing this procedure. This is like a medial block numbing thing. I never know what it's actually called. Anyways, I will put it up here. But this was the test injections. The procedure itself was way more intense than I was anticipating. I had downplayed it, I think, little squirrel, due to the fact that the doctor really downplayed it, which he must do that on purpose so we don't all panic. Or he has never had it himself and he's thinking there's nothing to this. Boy, I tell ya. It was definitely more intense than I thought. When that Novocaine goes in, anyway, when that went in, holy crud! They're putting it like in the nerve. It was definitely more uncomfortable than I thought it was, and it's not like he just did it once. We did a few different areas, but anyways, guys, today I sat in and uploaded a video at the table to make sure that I sit up straight, because that's when my back really hurts. And I have to say that I haven't had any relief from that. So I think a lot of that pain is higher up than where we went, or when I explained to the doctor, where it hurts when I'm sitting, maybe he did inject some stuff there and it's just not in the facet joint that's giving me pain, which is what we have to, we have to figure that out. But now I'm going to test out more standing, and so I'm purposely going out to do some browsing somewhere. I think I'll go to maybe Ulta, maybe I'll go to Sephora, and or TJ Maxx, just somewhere where I can do what I normally do, browse around. You're standing, you're waiting in line, that kills my back. So I want to see if where we actually did these injections will help with the standing. Maybe those lower areas are going to help with that, because so far just sitting here, in my car, my back is really hurting. So I'm kind of disappointed with what's going on right now. Yeah, when he injected the actual Novocaine stuff, you could just, it goes right in through, it feels like it just goes right into that nerve, and that nerve, wherever it goes, it's shot right down to that body part. Like, my legs kicked up because you're on your stomach and they put a pillow under your feet. I was kicking up and it was like, good God. And she was saying, just breathe through it. And then she only said that once and gave up on me. It was an odd, painful feeling. I don't know what the actual ablation, where they actually do the radio frequency, it's the last thing that will actually give you anywhere from months of relief up to 2 years. It sounds wonderful, doesn't it? But I don't know if it's going to be, if it's my facet joints that are causing my pain or not. The doctor was getting really frustrated with me. It's like, it's like I can't put my finger on exactly where this pain is coming from. And maybe that is a clue that, but I can. It's like my back. If I could stand behind myself, maybe I can, I don't know. It was frustrating for me, and I know it was very frustrating for him. Because here I am laying on the table, and he's like, so we were thinking here, is it here? And I'm like, I would have to stand or sit, or so he was frustrated with me, I can tell. He was getting frustrated because I couldn't give him exactly the segment of my back that we should be concentrating on. That's giving most of the central, he called it the central part of your pain. And it's like, I wish I could tell you. Like, I wish I could tell you the central part of where my pain is coming from. Funny enough, I cannot. Anywho, all right, guys, man. It is actually 11 o'clock right now, and this is my second hour. They give you a little diary to fill out. I didn't put anything in the first hour because I'll fill this out and I'll rethink kind of how my day went, but I'm afraid to put anything down there right now because I'm so very all over the place right now. I'm unsure. I couldn't break it down and communicate the pain level. You know, I'm terrible at that. We did go to the car show. Today is Tuesday, Saturday we went to the car show, and I took 2 Advil, which is ibuprofen, and I took 2 of those before we left, and we had brunch, and we kind of did a late celebration of my birthday, and I opened my presents, and it was a really nice, and you know, my back actually was much better than I thought it would be. I had a wonderful day. I really did. So yeah, my back cooperated. I mean, I always have pain, but I was really thinking I was going to be in a big world of hurt between sitting in the car and driving and going to Seattle and all of that. But I did really well. So yeah, I did really well. It was fun. To be honest, you guys, my main focus and reason for the car show was seeing the Corvettes, and they had 2 and they were gorgeous. Actually, I mean, I get tingly, my eyes were watering. I'm not kidding. Corvettes do something to me. Ay vey. It is, yeah, and I drug my daughter, my middle daughter, Hannah, who's not into cars at all, and I said, okay, and I drug her over there, and I'm like, we're gonna go look at the Corvettes. I said, this is really the only car you need to see. And I did, and I said, oh, we're getting close. I'm getting tingly. I'm getting tingly, Hannah. Yeah. Mostly, I hung out with my son. Him and I like similar things about cars. And him and I are the only ones, beside my husband, that drive stick. You know, I don't have a stick in this car. Whoa, man, I would love it if this car came in a manual. I would have been all over that business, and I'd be driving me a manual. I have so much fun driving my son's car because his is a manual, and truly have a blast. I learned to drive on a manual, and you know what's really sad is the Corvettes, the new ones they're not in manual anymore. I find that an oxymoron. And what a shame. What a shame. I know the argument, the automatic transmissions, they have gotten them down to be so efficient and all of that, but when you drive a stick, it's the whole experience. You are very part of the road and your car. I think that's the thing, is you're very tuned into your car, and I think it makes you a better driver. All the safety features we have nowadays are amazing, but it really almost makes you a complacent. It just makes you kind of complacent, honestly, in a way. Well, I'm at Sephora. I'm going to see if they have the Glam Palette in. That Natasha Denona Glam Palette has eluded me. I can't seem to get my hands on it. So I'm going to do that. I'll report back, let you know how my back is doing with the walking and the standing. Okay, guys. Just want to make sure I'm not getting helmet head. I'm gonna go ahead and share with you before I pull out of here what I ended up getting at Sephora. Yes, part of getting out and browsing means I'm probably gonna spend money, but guess what? They finally have the Glam Palette. Yay! I'm so excited. I'm super curious to find out, you know, if this is gonna blow that one that I got from Amazon out of the water. If it's similar, because, you know, I was going by just remembering what these, you know, colors looked like, and just to kind of really measure it up. But I'm glad to have this. I've been really wanting this for my collection. And then something else, a few other things here. I've always wanted to try a good liquid lip. I don't know. Yeah. So I want to try a couple of Anastasia's liquid lipsticks. So I got the color Crush and Pure Hollywood. We're gonna check that out. I got one of her lipsticks, and it's in the color Tease. I'm getting a little bored of the lipsticks that I tend to use over and over again, so I'm hoping to change it up for me and you. And then I also couldn't resist, I wanted to get the actual lipstick that's part of the My Dream Palette collection, and this is actually the lip gloss, but it is, it looks like I have a little tester there. It looks very milky and pretty, so that's what I got, guys. All right. Oof, I really want to pay attention to where I'm getting my pain. Sorry, I really do. Just definitely higher. Okay. I still want to browse. I've got to get out there. I can't go home yet because I want to give this a little bit of a go with the back situation. So how about we go to TJ Maxx? I spent my quota on makeup for the month. So let's head to TJ Maxx. I need some comfy winter clothes. Okay, so I'm in a, oops, my spoiler on the front is a little low there. I am gonna take a look at their clothes. I wanna look and see what they have in for more winter clothing. I mean, this is so comfy. This is the kind of stuff I live in. Okay, guys, I'll see you soon. All right, guys, I put everything in the trunk, so unfortunately, I had to straighten out there. I did get a pretty blouse. It's not something that I was looking for. They did not have a good selection at all for their clothes. No, I didn't see any sweaters I liked. Didn't see any comfy sort of sweatshirt things. But I did find a really pretty blouse type thing. It's a kind of a satiny shirt. I think I fell in love with the color more than anything. It's pretty for fall. It's like this really pretty satiny bronze, like creamy bronze color. I don't know, it was so pretty. In my head I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'd be excited to do my eyes for this shirt. I'm sitting here because I'm trying to figure out where I want to go. I think I'll go, I don't know, I am not sure. Anyway, I got that. It's in the back. I put everything in the trunk. I got a big sort of wooden, rustic looking Christmas tree. It's kind of flat, carved kind of out of wood. It really caught my eye. It's not like I need more Christmas decor, but I don't know, a new house. I kind of want to put some new things out. And I got a wooden star candle. So it's probably, the star and everything is probably about this big. Probably about this big, but it's shaped like a star and it's wooden. Same sort of shade as the Christmas tree. Apparently this is the Christmas tree. My back, oh gosh, guys, not so good. I think it's just much lower where it's numb, you know, and I know that he did inject like up a little higher here. So I'm not feeling a relief there. And I can feel where it's a little sore where the injection was, but I can still feel pain there. So I don't know if he just didn't hit it right or what. All I know, oh, shnikes. All I know is that it sure hurt when that Novocaine stuff went in. And it shot right through that nerve, I swear to God. So I'm not going to go through this again if I don't have significant a change. Okay, where am I going, Miss Jill? All right, guys. So I had a good conversation. They're so nice in there, and they try so hard to help you and to help you figure out things. And I think it was the main manager guy that wandered my way and asked me if I need any help. And like, I have 2 animals, a cat and a dog, that I can't get to like any food I give them. So we kind of looked things over, and I'm gonna try a couple new things. All right, guys, I'm gonna head on in the house, figure out what I want to eat. It is 12:46. And I will catch up with you a little later, I'm thinking. It's the next day. I'm just getting ready. I'm not going to do a tutorial or anything of the sort. Just thought I'd have you hang out with me while I get my makeup on. The main thing I have to do today, the only thing really, is later on. It's at 4 o'clock, and I think I'm going to hit terrible traffic on the way home. But I have to go a little bit north. It's only about 15 minutes, but I have to jump on the freeway to do it. It's probably going to be a little longer this time of day, I'm thinking. But I had to find a new vet. You know, we moved, and it would be a good 45 minutes, maybe even longer if the traffic were terrible, to go to our old one. And I just don't want to put my animals through that. None of them really travel all that well. They're not used to traveling in the car. And especially my cat, Lila. She, of course, you know, like most cats, absolutely hates it. So this is only 15 minutes away, hopefully, if traffic is willing. Anyway, she had her all of her kitten shots except for the ones that weren't necessary. So she had her kitten rabies, but she needs her adult rabies. Okay, well, I'm going to get my makeup on. I might not talk too much through this. I'm going to be using a lot of the newer things that I just got at Sephora yesterday. This is not one of those, however. I'm going to go in and use my number 7 foundation. This is the Lift and Illuminate foundation. It's pretty nice. I actually don't know why I haven't used this a little more often. And then I'm going to use my Palette here from Natasha Denona. I have multiple new lip stuff that I got. And I think the one that's going to work okay with what I have on, it's the cooler of the shades that I got, is going to be this liquid lip. But I'm going to, unfortunately, kill the idea of the liquid lip, and I will probably put something a little bit sparkly or shiny over the top, just in the middle. I know, it just kind of eliminates why people like liquid lipsticks. I know. So that's the plan. Also, for my under eye concealer, I have been testing out from Patrick Starr. I absolutely love him, and I have not tried anything in his line up until now. I've been wearing this now for a little bit, and I do like it. I'm using a sponge today because all of my foundation brushes I have not washed, and they definitely need it. So, oh gosh, I don't need the 10 times. 5 times will do me. I don't want to see that much. 10 times. Nobody should look in a 10 times mirror. You'll see way more than you bargained for. So I feel like my back is pretty much at baseline. I did end up having to take 2 Advil, which is basically an anti-inflammatory, and you're not supposed to do that. But I had to, you guys. I had to. And I think between just really overdoing it for myself, yesterday I did all the things that aggravate my back on purpose, but it aggravated my back. So And then kind of with that soreness and just general soreness of the procedure, you know, the different injection sites and whatnot, the combination just, I had to take some. So today I'm pretty much kind of at baseline where I was at the start of my day yesterday. I did go up a notch there because, again, I was doing all of the activities, which is very simple. It's basically standing, walking, living my life, sitting in the car, driving, sitting up straight like I am now. I made sure I did all of that pretty much all day. So everything went from like a 4 to a 5 on the pain scale there, which I hate those stupid, I hate that. As I mentioned, I think in my car vlog, I just am not a fan of rating pain like that. So Friday this week, today's Wednesday, Friday is my therapy session this week. And we are going to start. She said it could take 2 or 3 days because she wants to be just really thorough. And I really appreciate that because I'm not looking for a diagnosis. I'm looking for ruling it out. Or if I do, I want to know so I can properly treat it. And that is, I have a strong suspicion that I have adult ADD. And I believe as a child, I didn't necessarily have the hyperactivity part of it, you know, but I had other symptoms of it. But I really feel like I'm on the fence when it comes to that. I need her to really sort of evaluate that because I think, for instance, my anxiety could be due to a lot of different things over my life and all of that. So I don't know, honestly, for sure if I do, but she said that she's a master's degree therapist, and while she cannot she can diagnose me, but she can't write prescriptions. And she said, but I can diagnose you. If you do have it, you can take that to your NP and they can write a prescription, you know. And because I told her, I said, my NP, nurse practitioner, has tried to get me in to see a psychiatrist in person to evaluate for this, but they're not two different like clinics, you know. They aren't taking new people. So yeah, it's really frustrating. She goes, well, you don't have to do that. You know, you're going through BetterHelp. You're paying for that. I am a master's level. She's very capable of this. So she's very capable of either ruling it out or diagnosing me with that. And so Friday, sorry guys, I have had a really raspy throat, like very raspy. I'm constantly clearing my throat. I don't know if I'm trying to come down with a bug or what, but even when I was recording my most recent makeup tutorial that came out this last week, man, I just have this thing going on. I don't know. It's very aggravating. All right, I think I'm going to go in with this one first. Again, this isn't going to be a tutorial, but it would be mean if I didn't show you what I'm using. So I guess I better do that. I think I'll go. I was kind of hoping that one, what is this one? Is that matte? Yeah, that's matte. I was kind of hoping that one was going to be a little more, not so orangey, because I'm definitely wearing a mauve situation. So I'm going to go over the top of that with this silver one, I think. I'll put that right all over my mobile lid. Kind of cover that up. That was kind of a boo-boo. So I just used this one, which is more silvery. This was a mistake. My nails today, so my nails are not the best. This is definitely a color that the Amazon palette does not have. This is matte. It's a true taupe, really. It's very pretty. I like taupes. And however, I was afraid it would have a little too much gray and really accentuate dark circles and hollows, but I think we're going to be okay. It's not too awful gray. It's basically a light charcoal gray. But I'm going to eventually be trying every single one of these colors in this palette. So today is going to be these ones. I'm going to go back into that first color we used. I just kind of want to offset just a little. This has enough non-gray color to offset some of that I put right through here. Oh no, even that is no, that one too. Probably. That's pretty. I think I'll just put that right here, kind of toward the end. Give a little bit more of a pizzazz. Gosh, I love these colors that are like that. That's pretty. Okay, I got that sparkly color up a little too high. I'm doing a lot of correcting today. So I'm gonna have to go back in to that and just kind of put that matte color right back right here. Got a little too carried away there with that last little thing, but it is pretty, isn't it? Yeah. All right, and now I am gonna go into that nice first color that we did, the one that's kind of that light brown taupey color, and I'm gonna bring that under the eye. I'm in a tight line. I'm in a tight line with a true black liners. They're really inexpensive. You can get them on Amazon. I got like, I don't know, 4 of them for a ridiculously inexpensive price. Go in with this one, the same one that I started my eye look with, which is right here. I'm going to use that. I have no idea what hair I'm wearing today to the vet. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to go in here with, this is the Liquid Lip by Anastasia, and it is called Crush. Now, I did try both of these out yesterday when I got home, and I do have to say that, of course, being a liquid lip, it's going to be matte, but it is a little sticky. I'm going to show you that. I'm not going to line or anything. This is the coolest of the ones that I got, and it's not as cool as it should be for this, but so it doesn't start getting a little sticky until it really starts drying. Okay, so now I can feel it sticky. It's definitely, okay, so it's drying. So you see that? Yeah. So these are a little sticky, but this is not going to work for me. I'm going to have to put something over the top of it. So I got this Natasha Denona gloss. This is part of her My Dream palette kind of collection, and I was hoping it was going to be kind of saturated with the pigment that I'm seeing, and it's not as much as I was hoping for, but I'm gonna see what it looks like over the top of this. Well, I got to get some on there first. I think I wiped too much off. It's pretty. I actually like this combination. It is pretty, but it is not. It's just clashing, I think, with my shirt. So I'm actually going to wipe this off and go a different route, but I wanted to try those things for you guys because they are brand new. I love this color on this Mineral Fusion sort of bronzer blush combo thing. It's very pretty, so I'm going to put that on. It's a very soft color. I'm going to do a little bit of lip contouring. I've been doing that so often that I think it's throwing me off maybe that I'm not doing it this time. I'm just using that same color that I used to contour my cheeks. And it's in the same Natasha Denona palette that we're using here today. Probably not going to like this, but this is by MAC. It is, I'll tell you here in a minute what this is. It is a very light frosty pink. It's very light, but it's pretty. I thought it might go good with the darker toned contour that we used. I tell you, I like it better than anything we've tried so far. It's AC9 for one thing, and it's called Pretty Please, and it is a MAC color. Just a very, very, very light frosty pink. All right, I got my hair on. I decided to go with Caliente. This is in Butterbeer Blonde, and I just kind of put it up and away from my face. Make it more practical for me today since I'm going to be dealing with the cat, loading her in and out of her little dome crate thing that she has. And yeah, so I didn't want to have to worry about hair falling in my face. This is a really comfortable way to wear really any of my wigs that will work like this. And it's my go-to, you know, where I'll do like the 90s poof here and then either tuck this behind my ear or I just put unmatching, these don't match, barrette things in the sides here. This one feels very secure. This one, I guess it'll be okay. Anyhow, okay, so what time is it? I have some time still. You may not have really seen most of that makeup situation. I'm not sure what I decided to do, but if you are coming with me to the vet with Lila, chances are you didn't see much of the makeup. If I decided to put most of that in and whatnot, then this is the time that I'm going to be saying goodbye to you because I won't have time to stick that other bit in here. So if that's the case, then I just want to say goodbye to you right here. And thank you so much for watching my vlogs. Those of you who look forward to them and you let me know, it really truly makes my day when I read those. I enjoy making them, so I hope to continue to do them. All right, you guys have a good rest of your week coming up since this hits on Sunday. And if it's in the morning, I hope you have a good day. And if it's in the evening, I hope you sleep well.